Today we're looking at something truly special, a speaker that's not just iconic but legendary. This is a brand new Wilson Audio Watt Puppy. To understand why the Watt Puppy matters, we need to go back to 1986. Dave Wilson, the founder of Wilson Audio, wasn't just a speaker designer, he was a recording engineer. And like many recording engineers, he had a problem. He needed accurate studio monitors that he could actually transport to recording sessions. So he built the Watt, Wilson Audio Tiny Tot. Yes, that's what Watt stands for. This wasn't meant to be a consumer product. It was Dave's personal tool for his recording work. A compact, incredibly accurate monitor that he could carry to sessions. But something interesting happened. Other engineers and audiophiles saw what Dave had built and wanted one. Dave realized that while the Watt was incredible for mids and highs, it needed more bass extension for full range reproduction. So he designed the Puppy, a bass module that the Watt would sit on top of. And just like that, the Watt Puppy system was born. It's worth noting that the separate bass module and triangular top design is also shared with the Meridian DSP. This modular, time-aligned design became one of the most influential speakers in high-end audio history. Fast forward to 2024, Wilson Audio's 50th anniversary. To celebrate, Wilson Audio launched a reimagined version of one of its most iconic speakers. If you're new here, I review high-end audio gear with honest, real-world perspectives. Hit that subscribe button and the bell. It helps the channel grow. And a big thanks goes out to John from Paul Money HiFi, who's here in Auckland, who invited me down to review these speakers. Let's talk about what makes this new Watt Puppy special, starting with the materials. This new Watt Puppy is constructed with Wilson's most advanced proprietary materials, X material for the internal bracing and external enclosures. This stuff is incredibly inert and acoustically dead, S material for the mid-range coupling to the front Watt baffle, and V material for the top of the Puppy, which serves as a vibration sync interface where the Watt sits. Wilson has spent many decades developing these materials, and this is the most refined application of them in a relatively compact design. The enclosures themselves are works of art. The pair I'm looking at today are a finish in this gorgeous dark metallic grey that's absolutely stunning in person. The build quality is exactly what you'd expect from Wilson. Absolutely impeccable. Every surface, every edge, every detail is executed to perfection. And yes, that iconic handle is still there on the back of a Watt, but it's been redesigned. It's now ergonomically optimized for a secure, comfortable grip at any angle. It still serves its original purpose, making the Watt easy to position and adjust, but it's been refined with nearly 40 years of feedback. Wilson has packed some serious technology into the speaker. Let's start with a crossover. Wilson Audio has their own in-house department, Reliable Capacitors, or RelCap, where they hand-wind their proprietary AudioCapX-WA capacitors to extraordinarily tight tolerances. For the new Watt Puppy, they've developed a new copper version of these capacitors with copper end spray and gold leads. This design was first introduced into the Sasha V series, but it's been further refined here. The result is enhanced low-level resolution and exquisite high-frequency detail retrieval. The modular design allows for precise positioning of a Watt on top of a Puppy, letting you dial in the time alignment for your specific listening position. Wilson's elaborate adjustment mechanism allows you to account for room size, listener height, even the height of your listening chair. It's obsessive attention to detail, and it makes a real difference. The driver complement is impressive. Wilson use their own proprietary drivers designed and manufactured to their exact specifications, including a 1-inch tweeter, a 7-inch mid-range, and 2 8-inch woofers. Around the back of a Watt Puppies is this section here. Proudly displayed in the center is a medallion celebrating 50 years of Wilson Audio, made from solid metal. It's very rare and only features on the anniversary edition of the Watt Puppies. Behind this is a carbon fiber panel, which houses heat sinks for the resistors, and they are on the outside, not just for show, but so that you can change them to adjust the tonal quality of the speaker. It's another unique Wilson Audio touch. Below this is a lovely machine bass port, and it's finished off with a product badge and the speaker inputs. It's time to audition to Watt Puppies. The source will be titled, played for a DCS Bartok DAC, connected to a Dan D'Agostino pendulum amplifier, filtered by a PS Audio direct stream. after listening to the Wilson Audio What Puppies, I'm left with a big grin on my face. There's this particular track, it's a live performance by Simply Red, which I thought was always okay, but then I heard it on the Wilson Audio What Puppies and it brought out extra detail and extra instruments that I'd seemingly never heard before. And after listening to Van Morrison, I was transported straight back to my childhood. It was like being there. It was as good as you think you remember it was. The more I listen to the Wilson Audio speakers, the better they sound. They really do have that something special. These speakers are incredibly dynamic, yet precise, sharp and responsive. There's no fatigue. Even after listening for a couple of hours, the bass can go low, real low. You really don't need a subwoofer with these speakers. Another thing I like about the Wilson Audio What Puppies is they are able to take almost any piece of music and make it shine, whereas something like the Meridian DSP 8000 will take it to bits and deconstruct it, and if there's any issues with the way it was recorded, you're going to hear about it. To sum up the sound quality of the What Puppies, well, it's like a big, warm, cosseting hug, full of rich detail, clarity, space between the instruments. They just sound awesome in almost all circumstances. They're a great all-round speaker which will make your music shine. One thing to note about Wilson speakers, they're particular about setup. These aren't plug-and-play speakers. Wilson provides extensive setup documentation and they recommend professional setup for optimal performance. The time, alignment, adjustments, the positioning, the tone, it all matters with a speaker this resolving. John from Paul Money tells me that this is part of the setup service. They'll work in medium to large rooms, though they do need some space to breathe. And they're 105 centimeters high and weigh 72 kgs each. These What Puppies are on casters because that makes them easier to move around. You can also get them with spikes. Let's talk about price. The What Puppy retails for around 80,000 New Zealand dollars. The What Puppy comes in these 4 standard colours, and you can choose the colour of the grills and the colour of the hardware. And for a little bit extra, you can choose a more vibrant shade. My pick would have to be this wonderful green here. And if those aren't exclusive enough for you, then Wilson Audio offers these premium pearl paint finishes. In Wilson's current lineup, the What Puppy sits below the Sasha V and well below the Alexia V that I covered in my top 5 video, but it offers that unmistakable Wilson sound signature for time alignment, for dynamics, for resolution in a more compact, more room-friendly package. Is it expensive? Absolutely, but if you're looking for a Wilson speaker that can work in a wider range of spaces while still delivering that world-class performance, the What Puppy is positioned perfectly. The return of the What Puppy isn't just nostalgia. This isn't Wilson cashing in on a famous name. This is a serious statement, a reimagining of Dave Wilson's original vision using everything the company has learned over 5 decades. Most people think that the closest they can get to a time machine is a replica of a DeLorean from Back to the Future, but these Wilson Audio What Puppies take you one step further. Close your eyes and you could be inside the recording studio. The What Puppy is back, and if you're in the market for a world-class speaker with genuine pedigree and history behind it, you need to hear these, and you can come listen to them here at Paul Money HiFi. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button and subscribe for more high-end audio content. Drop a comment and let me know, would you choose the What Puppy or save up for the Alexia V? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.